terms of the importance of having a leadership group, I guess fundamentally you want the players to be able to take ownership of the game, take ownership of the environment, lead each other, and I think this group in particular have done that from the get-go. The guys have shared the responsibility of being leaders. There's been leaders set up for different parts of the game in attack and defence. There's been guys involved in sort of looking at the game plan, the sort of generals that we would have making decisions. Their role is one of chatting through different things of the game, so it'll be on-pitch stuff, but also building the connections off the pitch, and they've done that incredibly well.
I think it's a strange one because we were only together a few days before we played our first game. So one of the biggest focuses for us as a leadership group is trying to gel all these guys who might not know each other very well or haven't seen each other in a long time since playing 20s and things like that. So that was kind of the first thing we said, and then getting onto the pitch then and gelling everything we've done off the pitch in the video room then into kind of one synced up group. It hasn't been easy, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it with the rest of the lads kind of taking that role and taking that responsibility to bring everyone together, and everyone's done a great job. Everyone's bought into the bit of crack we've had, or then we're on the pitch switching on and really giving it our best.
It's only when you get to spend time with people like we have across the last couple of weeks that you get to have a feel for who are genuine leaders, and every leader has a different style. Some will be sort of front and centre and follow me. Others will be leading by different types of examples. So it's really important that we grow the leaderships of these teams, to pull a group together that never played together before and show real good quality leadership in being able to drive the things that we're talking about on the pitch, but also taking responsibility and ownership of stuff in the environment and off the pitch. And I think that's the role of a leadership group. It's not just about what they're saying, obviously, but it's about leading by example, leading in their actions, and I think across the board, the guys that have been involved in that group have represented the team really well.
First off, I was hugely honoured when Si said it to me. It's not something that I've done in the professional game. I've captained sides at a younger age, but never kind of in a professional setup. So to have that ability and that chance to captain the side, and I think it's been unbelievably beneficial for me, especially from kind of almost like a more detail-oriented point of view, kind of looking at the bigger picture of the squad and the players around me, rather than just focus on my game solely. I think it can only help me going forward.
Well, I think the lads really took on the kind of player-led environment, and then it's all individual ownership, and I think a lot of lads have kind of grown in that, and they've kind of ran with it. And it's been really good. We're meeting in groups and chatting through things we've seen in training, looking at the teams we're playing and stuff like that, and it's allowed us to really gel both on and off the field.
As a leadership group, we've organised a lot of crack just behind the scenes, and I think that's really added to our success on the pitch. Is full gelled, come together really close as a team. It's important that you have a balance. It's obviously really important to have the crack, but everyone knows when it comes to training, when it comes to match time, everyone needs to be real switched in, and it's good that everyone knows that.
It's definitely something we're trying to work on, trying to talk up more in a group, kind of voice your opinion, because every coach and every set of Leinster, whether it's Ireland, they all push everyone to be a leader. So rather I'm kind of a line out forward, so taking more of a role in that, how our line it goes, because every week we have unit meetings about how the line attack's going to look, how the line of defence is. So just sort of in the small unit meetings, trying to add a bit more, kind of grow my knowledge, is what I'm really trying to add to my game.
Yeah, look, it's definitely a massive learning. I think it's as I said, it's something that's quite new to me, and I think it's something I've learned a hell of a lot in a short space of time. But going back into Munster now, firstly, I think it's something that I'm going to keep pushing, and maybe just pushing the younger lads in Munster to kind of get on the same page as like we did here. I think the way that's worked has been incredible over the last 2 weeks.